Bitter criticism. This is a very critical situation, a very chronicle and critical situation right here in Chile. Chile, a well-ranked country. I don't know where. This is a chronicle situation right here in Valparaíso. Look, the way to the studio is being destroyed. This way is being destroyed by shit water, by wasting water. And well, my issue with all this is my dogs, of course. And the way, there's no way to the studio, no clean way to the studio. So sad. Maybe stupid people, they are doing this because of crime, because maybe they think there's a lot of crime going on. In my opinion, this way, this way, this a path away to the cliffs, beautiful cliffs. And I have a friend who is homeless. He is a junkie, but he's not a criminal. But it's impossible to explain this to people destroying things with shit water. You have to know Chilean people, They destroy. They are cowards, absolutely cowards. Never been here. Just 1 second. I'm going to say hello to my homeless friend. Bueno,
compadre, tanto tiempo.
Estuvimos ahí con... Hey, Milu. Estuvimos con unos horarios extraños.
No, es que yo llegué el día cuando dijiste que iba a llegar a la noche.
Ah, Tommy. Milu, sale.
Oye,
¿Qué?
el día que dijiste que iba a llegar a la noche, yo fui a buscar una plata, pues. Y anoche también fui a buscar el día no, hoy día voy a ir de día.
Ya.
Y llegué como a la...
Ayer hizo mucho calor, ahí salimos de día y los perros, nosotros nos morimos de calor, estuvimos desmayados de calor. Ayer, anteayer, la Murcia se perdió también.
¿Y qué hora tenés tú ahora?
Son como las 9.
Ah, temprano.
Sí, que al final dormimos bien, las 9:24.
Ahora tenés las 9:24.
Sí.
9:24, Yo tengo las 6:04.
Nos vemos a la noche, creo. Hey, Tommy. Ay, Tommy. So as you could see, I guess all people in the slum, this is not a slum, it's like lower class neighborhood built by these blocks, government blocks. So this is you can say this is a very low class level. Dogs even eating fish. and well, I guess this is just I'm just guessing. The neighbor don't like this guy, and there's another couple over there. You know, Chile is a poor country. That's the reality. That's the whole truth about Chile. It's a poor country with a chronic situation, very poor. People struggle to buy a block house like that. So this is very global south. This is the global south. People struggling to buy a block apartment. Just like I will say someday I will say everything about myself, but it's not my apartment. I'll tell details about my terrible life in the global south. And well, terrible people too. They have a good geography, I will say, as you can see any day. This is a cliff, a beautiful cliff. They built this road here, but one day this place will be like a Riviera, not a Trump, maybe, who knows, you know, Trump Riviera. What happened to global south is that people like me just don't care if this will be a Trump Riviera, this will be a Xi Jinping Riviera. I don't care. People don't care, you know. The only thing people in the global south really want is development. Nobody cares about where the development come from. That's the whole truth about the global south. But maybe this is a deep question, and the question is, the West is done. That's the question. I guess the question is, the West is done. The West, there will be no Trump Riviera. That's the question. There will be no Chilean development by the West. That is just Chinese development. That's the whole truth about poverty in the global south and dogs. Tommy, mira. Tommy. Calma. Tommy, mira. Tommy. Well, let's read something. I don't know what. Maybe I'm going to. Yeah, I know I can read 47 minutes, so I'm going to read the article from a long time ago. The Alexander Duggin's article. As Pepe Escobar Telegram has 99 new live updates. A lot of, the last post is the Three Stooges, Boo, Shiri, Curry. They are displaying Macron, Germany president or Germany Prime Minister Scholz, and Boo, I don't know who is Boo. Maybe Starmer. And there's a photograph from Pepe Escobar. How Trump's tariff teasy is burning down the house. Global majority rejoice and step on the high-speed rail de-dollarization train. That's what everybody thinks, you know. Everybody nowadays thinks, even Chilean people think, hey, all these tariffs, that's it. We are going to buy yuans. We are going to buy reals. We are going to the BRICS Bank. Forget about UN, forget about the West. Definitely. By Pepe Escobar at the Strategic Culture Foundation. Circus Ringmaster Trump's Tariff Teasy, TTT, Trump's Tariff Teasy, christened by himself as quote-unquote Liberation Day, is being largely interpreted around the world, global North and South alike, as Slaughterhouse Day. This de facto control economic demolition. And well, this is an article by Pepe Escobar. Yeah, forget about Dugin. Maybe one day I will do it. This is just is a forgotten article of Dugin, but it was a nice article about Africa. I share it to. It was nice because it was very academic. It was very nice. I'm going to read this very last one, but then I'm going to read. I want to read that article, but I have to plan myself. Maybe after this very article now. How Trump's tariff teasy is burning down the house. April 3rd, 2025. In the Empire Files. We have not a recent photograph from Pepe. I'm sorry, Pepe. Yeah, Uncle Pepe is getting very old, but in this photograph he has very nice glasses. Anyway, global majority rejoice and step on the high-speed rail de-dollarization train by Pepe Escobar at the Strategic Culture Foundation. Circus Ringmasters Trump's Tariff Teasy, TTT. This is similar to French Football Federation, FFF, but Trump's Tariff Teasy. I like this kind of, I forgot, this kind of abbreviation names with the same letter. Christened by himself as Liberation Day, is being largely interpreted around the world, global North and global South alike, as Slaughterhouse Day. I don't know what's Slaughterhouse, but this de facto uncontrolled economic demolition gambit starts with the warped fantasy that launching a customs war on China is a bright idea, as bright as collecting a few trillion extra dollars in tariffs, assuming the rest of the planet will be somewhat encouraged to sell to the hegemon, while pretending that these tariffs will lead to the reindustrialization of the US. The tragicomic mask of a self-appointed circus ringmaster turbo-capitalism may be as pathetic as the European Chihuahua rage, boosting their revenge, quote-unquote revenge, via rearmament, with funds that they plan to steal from the savings accounts of unsuspecting citizens. The indispensable Michael Hudson has configured the key problem. Allow me a little tweak. Quote, sanctions and threats are the only thing that the United States has left. It no longer can offer other countries a win-win situation. And Trump has said that America has to be the net gainer in any international deal it's made, whether it's financial deal or a trade deal. And if America is saying any deal we make, you lose. And if America is saying any deal we make, you lose, I win. that mafia extortion gambit does not exactly reflect the art of the deal. I remember now, I don't know if this was said, but if this was said by Hillary Clinton, but sounds like Hillary Clinton. We come, they die. Prof. Hudson neatly describes Trump's negotiation tactics. When you don't have very much to offer economically, all you can do is offer not to hurt other countries, not to sanction them, not to do something that will be against their interest, end quote. Now with TTT, Trump is actually, quote unquote, offering to hurt them all. That's true. That's the whole truth about life. You know, people in the whole world are fucked up. We are broke. So maybe revolution is coming, you know. And they will certainly invest in all sorts of counter tactics to, quote unquote, get away from that, quote unquote, strategy of American, quote unquote, diplomacy. A lot of quotes here. And there's a strange photograph, a funny photo of Donald Trump, green, orange Trumps, and potatoes and oranges and breads, I think. A trade war on Asia. TTT attacks everyone, especially the EU, quote unquote, born to hurt us, according to the circus ringmaster. Wrong, because the EU was invented by the Americans in 1957 to actually keep Europe under control. That's, I guess it's true, yeah. The EU exports roughly 503 billion euros to the US a year, while importing around 347 billion. Trump is foaming non-stop about this surplus. So a countermeasure vendetta will be inevitably in store, as already advertised by the toxic Medusa von der Leyen in Brussels. Accidentally the sponsor of every weapons to producer in Europe. Yeah, TTT is above all a trade war on Asia. Quote unquote, reciprocal tariffs, not exactly reciprocal, were imposed on China 34%, Vietnam 46%, India 26%, Indonesia 32%, Cambodia 49%, Malaysia 24%, South Korea 25%, Thailand 36%, earthquake hit Myanmar 44%. Nice detail. Even a destroyed country 44%. Terrible. Taiwan 32% and Japan 24%. All these countries will definitely run to China. That's it. They will run to China right away. And Japan for 24%. Quote, well, even before TTT, a force has been achieved. The circus ringmaster generated a once-in-a-lifetime consensus among China, Japan, and South Korea that their response will be coordinated. Japan and South Korea will import semiconductor raw materials from China, while China will be purchasing chips from Japan and South Korea. Translation, TTT will solidify, quote, supply chain cooperation, end quote, among this triad that so far has not exactly too cooperative. Was not exactly too cooperative. What the circus ringmaster really wants is an ironclad mechanism already being developed by his team that unilaterally imposes whatever level of tariffs Trump may come up with may come up with on whatever excuse could be to circumvent, quotes, currency manipulation, end quote, to counter a value-added tax on, quote-unquote, security grounds, whatever, and to hell with international law. For all practical purposes, Trump is burying the WTO. Even terrified penguins in Heard Island in the South Pacific known that the certified effects of TTT will include rising inflation in the US, serious pain on its delocalized corporations, and most of all, the complete collapse of American, quote-unquote, credibility as a reliable and trustworthy trading partner, adding to its certified reputation as, quote, non-agreement capable. Definitely non-agreement capable, as the Global South knows so well. Remember Chile with Salvador Allende, Brazil with the 1964 coup d'etat, Argentina in 1977 coup d'etat. Well, Argentina had a lot of coup d'etats, and my question is that Latin people, there's no countries, no real countries. Chile, Argentina, Brazil, there's no really societies. These people are psychopaths. They murder each other. These people just don't care about their people, you know? People right here, as I was showing, there's a homeless guy over there. He has drug addiction problem, but he's not a thief, he's a worker with drug problems, and the whole neighborhood is just destroying the whole access to this area. These people, these rats, Chilean rats, they prefer to destroy the access to where just a single homeless is living. Stupid rats. There's no country right here in Chile. Anyway, there's no country, no nation, or a nation of rats. That's the truth. And well, the example of, as the Global South knows so well, AST, renter fire empire, fire, financialization, insurance, real estate, yeah, as masterfully analyzed by Michael Hudson, which offshored its manufacturing industries and was globbed up by a pile of over-leveraged hedge funds, Wall Street derivatives, and Silicon Valley totalitarian surveillance, in the end decided to strike itself. Poetic justice applies, burning down the house from inside the house. Tom Jones lyric. As for the emerging sovereign global majority, rejoice and step on the high-speed rail de-dollarization train. I have some reals, some Brazilian money. Well, that's it, and a couple of more from, a little more from Pepe Escobar Telegram. A photo from Italian Strategic Culture Foundation Italiano. Inconquistabile Yemen, l'invincibile Yemen, il racconto di Pepe Escobar di una visita nell'Arabia Felix. I don't speak Italian. I have Italian citizenship, but I just don't care. I want to go to, I want maybe to Sweden, Norway, but this time I want Italy to join the BRICS. What about that? I really want to live in Hainan, China. I want Italy joining the BRICS to, I don't know, to have a but yeah, but this time I have visa free to China as an Italian, but I don't have money. Yeah, I have to have money. Well, Pepe Escobar Telegram, the UNZ review, how Trump's tariff thesis is burning down the house. That's the same thing. There's an article about that. The article is also in unz.com. Well, that's it for now. China will continue to capitalize on TFF to reroute its industries, boost exports across the spectrum, and solidify its grip on global markets from electronics to AI. China's bound fill all remaining gaps, especially in Asia Pacific, redirecting en masse on Southeast Asia and Africa, while trading even more with BRICS partners Russia and India. That's it. Maybe next time I will read the Alexander Dugin Africa article. But for now, I'm done.